here for a dying patient. Yes.
How many questions is probably from Jim?
Maybe. I don't know. Hold on. Let's talk about this chapter first. Okay. So Ms. Jones can go back and do it.
You're fine.
All right.
No, I'm on the video.
Terminal illness and care, starting on page 842. A terminal illness means a condition from which recovery is beyond a reasonable expectation. So what that's saying is terminal illness is defined as these people are not going to come back to their normal environment, their normal condition, their normal health. They are going to die, okay? The stages of dying I wrote up on the board. There's 5 stages. The first one is denial. This is when a person refuses to believe certain information, helps people to cope initially with the reality of death. When your patient goes through the stages of dying, they may occur progressively fashionably, or a person can move back and forth through the stages, which means somebody can be in denial and then hit anger and then come back to denial. So they'll transition through one and they could come back. They might go through and then they might regress again. So just because we put them in a stage doesn't mean they can't go backwards. Okay, we're used to everybody going forward, but when a patient dies, they don't. They regress backwards. Okay. So anger is your second stage. Anger is the emotional response of feeling victimized. It occurs, there is no way to retaliate against fate. Clients often displace their anger. So these people usually complain about healthcare workers, they complain about nurses, they complain about everything coming and going, okay, because they're angry about dying. This is where they usually regress back to denial, and they'll say, oh, the doctor read the wrong report, they can't be talking about me. So this is where they will progress back and forth. This is when they've first been told they're dying too, okay? If you look at the table 38-1, the stages of dying, on the bottom of page 843, all 5 stages are there, but if you look, there's a typical comment that mostly fall in these categories. So if we're talking about denial, which is the first stage, you'll hear the patient say, no, not me. They can't be talking about me. They got the wrong patient. If you look at the second stage, anger. Why me? Why did God choose me to have this disease? Why am I dying? Why can't it be my neighbor? Why can't it be somebody else? So they're angry. The third stage is bargaining. Yes, me, but only. Remember, I talked about graduating on the NCLEX question. Only if I can see my son graduate from college, then I'll be fine. Then I'll go peacefully. I won't complain. I will go on and die. So those people bargain back and forth. Bargaining involves a process of negotiation also. These people want to extend their lives temporarily until some significant event takes place. Just like I said, a child's wedding, graduation. Most of the time they want to bargain with their immediate family members. Depression. Depression is defined as a sad mood. It will come sooner rather than later. It's confronting potential losses. People have a hard time in this stage, okay? Acceptance is an attitude of compliancy. This means that they have dealt with their losses and completed unfinished business. It refers to complete legal and financial matters to provide the best security for their survivors. It also addresses social and spiritual matters. So in this stage, they know they're dying and they're completely okay with it. Promoting acceptance. Nurses provide emotional support and support client choices concerning terminal care. Now remember, I told you on the previous chapters, it's our job to put the information out there. But you don't put your feelings in when you're talking to the patient. You leave it completely, mediocre. Say, well, the doctor recommends this, but you can never say, well, I feel like you should do this. You cannot say that. You have to let them make their own autonomy and their own judgment. And you need to support them when they make that decision. That's our job as a nurse. We might not agree with it, but we still have to agree with the patient because that's what they wanted to, that's what they decided. It's their life. Okay? Is everybody good with the 5 stages of dying?